Hi everyone, it's Sophia, and this is my final response to why the Protocol 1 should not be implemented by the US, debating with Cooper. So I would like to restate that the Israeli-Palestinian conflict would in fact relapse, and it has actually never ended. It has continued till today. So first off, Israeli-US relations go far beyond just humanitarian aid. Israel is one of the US's biggest trading partners, trading expensive materials such as diamonds, agricultural products, the production and import of pharmaceuticals. In fact, a majority of pharmaceuticals that we see in the US with brands such as Eli Lilly and Roche are produced in Israel, and even trading water. And also, Israel is the US's militaristic foothold in the Middle East. And finally, considering just the history, the US was the first country to recognize Israel as a state, and the relations continued strong between key leaders in both nations. So, to give an example of the historical reason as to why the Israeli-Palestinian conflict would relapse and affect the U.S., according to Akron Law Review, Volume 19, Number 4, in Spring 1986 edition, the conference held in Geneva in 1974 by Western countries was to actually discuss how to deal with national liberation movements. And one of the key participants was the Palestinian Liberation Organization. And they didn't get their way now, but Palestine continued to pursue autonomy till today with legal means. So today's example is that Palestine signed the Rome Statute in January 2015, which gave them membership in the International Criminal Court in April 2015, and subsequently sued Israel for past war crimes. Now, the US also signed the Rome Statute, however, the Senate never ratified it. So the US did not become a member of the International Court. Had the US become a member of the International Court, Palestine would also have the right to sue the US for even helping Israel in committing those war crimes with the money that went into aid, regardless if it was $1 million or the actual billions that are going in. So, reopening past criminal cases and possible war crime cases would be on the table if the U.S. ratified Protocol 1 and implemented it. And that would be a huge issue. It would be time consuming, and it would just be unwanted and necessary by the U.S. and especially by its people. Also, to illustrate how personal this gets to U.S. citizens from Palestinian and Israeli origins, Hannah Al-Bazari wrote for SF Bay Area CBS in just 2016 in March about Larry Ellison, who is the founder of Oracle and of Hewlett Packard, so a very important person, suing on behalf of Palestinian Americans in a U.S. court with U.S. Israeli citizens on giving financial aid to building Israeli settlements in the West Bank. So to simplify this, Larry Ellison, founder of Oracle, is suing on behalf of the Palestinian people, Israeli people who are funding settlements being built in the West Bank. So a law case is happening in the U.S. that pertains to the Israeli-Palestine conflict zone. And that's how personal it gets. So to continue with the points made, I did say that Protocol 1 is outdated, and I continue to believe so. Quoting Article 59, the no reckless attacks unless for combatants, again, in terms of terrorism, especially fighting ISIS right now, so in article after article, it's reported how the ISIS troops are taking over lands in Syria and Iraq and killing whoever does not agree with them. In fact, civilians in Iraq and Syria face being caught in the crossfires of both the ISIS troops and also foreign troops fighting each other. So that also shows how the enemies that the U.S. is fighting, the terrorists that the U.S. is fighting, are essentially invading residential areas and intermixing with people. So how do you differentiate who is in a given area, who is an ISIS troop, who is an armed civilian, and who is actually a combatant? That's why Protocol 1 is outdated, because that differentiation is a total gray zone and cannot be determined in real time. Thank you.